we're not attorneys, we don't give legal advice, but we do try and help point people in the right direction. I recently had a prospect, a client out in Texas, call me up after we sent him our master services agreement, and he said, Jim, I've signed your agreement, but I made one change, and it's to the venue. And so I went through, I looked at his change. I wasn't quite sure about it, but I texted my attorney, he texted me back, and after about 8 minutes of work on my part, we had a signed agreement. And the client said to me, you know, this is the first time I've ever signed an agreement that quickly. And I said, well, why is that? And he said, because I felt like it wasn't lopsided, and I felt like it was clear that you were trying to protect your interests and make sure that I got a fair deal, and so I went ahead and signed it. And that's exactly the experience that I'm hoping to get when I write an agreement. And basically it comes from two things. The first is simplicity. Simplicity does two more things for us. The first is it keeps the time down. We're not paying attorneys for lots of hours. I'm not taking a lot of time myself and going lots of back and forth communication. So simplicity helps us there. The second thing is it makes sure that me, in this case our client or whatever other party, are on the same page. A really complex agreement that's got tons of legal jargon in it tends to not be read by the client or the other party. And so you end up with a situation where people don't really know what they've agreed to, and you're more likely to end up with a disagreement that puts you into court at a later date. So simplicity gives you, quick turnaround and general, consensus. The second thing we shoot for is to write the terms in good faith. So basically what good faith terms look like is whatever we negotiated in advance, the paper that we send over doesn't violate that fundamental agreement. So I don't send over a bunch of paper that looks like a whole bunch of added terms and requirements for my client that I don't also apply to myself. We spend less time arguing and frustrated, and we tend to assume the best motives in one another, and so the business arrangement moves forward quicker and with the assumption that each party is trying to do the right thing for the other one. And I find that starting off with that as the basis, with that as our foundation for the relationship, saves me a lot more headache and actually in the end makes more money than trying to cover every possible legal base. So again, the two things, simplicity and good faith terms and conditions. I found that's made a big difference for us, and it's kept us out of serious disagreements in general, and we've had a few here and there, but generally everybody knows what they're signing, and so they're on the same page. Anyways, if that's helpful, feel free to leave a comment or discuss below, and we'll try and answer any questions.